Today, we're going to talk with Latoya, a 30-year-old woman in counseling sessions for PTSD following an abusive relationship. This intake session will be used to gather information that will help us moving forward. Hi, Latoya. My name is Morgan. How are you doing today?
Doing good. How are you?
I'm good. Thank you. Can I get you anything to drink or anything before we start?
No, I drank some water on my way here.
Okay. Well, let me know if you need anything while you're here for the day.
Okay.
Okay, so there's two things we're going to start with before we discuss the PTSD. The first one is confidentiality. So anything we talk about today is just between you and I. It can't be shared with anyone else unless you give me permission to do so. And the second one is that I'm a mandated reporter. So if anything that you say reference child abuse or neglect, I'm required to report it. Do both those things make sense?
So if my sister tries to call up here and get any information, you can't tell her anything?
Nope, I'm not allowed to tell anybody anything unless you sign a paper telling me that I can do so.
Okay, that's good. She likes to be in my business, so I appreciate
We don't want any nosy sisters.
that.
So after looking over your paperwork, I see that you're here to talk about your PTSD. Is this correct?
Yes.
Okay. Can you tell me a little bit more about the PTSD?
Yes. So I remember answering like my last few relationships have been kind of sucky, but this most recent one was probably the worst. There was more abuse in this one that is really affecting me differently than the other relationships.
Okay. And when you say it's affecting you differently, what do you mean by that?
So it's this, I think that's where the PTSD came from. So it's like this one, there was one or two physical abuse incidents, but I kind of downplayed it, act like nothing happened. But this breakup it was more dramatic than my others have been. Like there's been like he's threatened to harm me, my uncles, he's threatened to shoot my uncle.
Oh man.
So
Yeah, I can
that's
see
what
how
I've been dealing with.
that would definitely impact a person. Um, how do you feel when these types of incidents happen?
I feel a mixture of emotions, mainly scared. Like I catch myself paying attention to my surroundings, like praying he used to have a key, so I had to change my locks, like praying he doesn't come to the door. So, and then a lot of the time, like sad, like I catch myself blaming myself, like what did I do wrong? What could I have done differently? So a mixture of emotions.
When do you think the first time you experienced this was?
PTSD,
Yeah.
I would say this was about maybe a month and a half ago.
Okay. And do you feel like the PTSD like disrupts the way your day-to-day life or maybe your job or something like that?
Yes, to be honest, Morgan, I've been pilt lately. Like I've been drinking a lot. Like it's affected my work performance and everything.
Okay. And so you said you've been drinking. How much do you usually drink during the day or on a week, or what does that look like to you?
When it first happened, it started off to about maybe a half pint, and now I'm almost drinking a half a fifth a day just to get through the day.
So you use the drinking as a type of coping for right now.
Yes.
Okay. Is that something you would like to address in the future, or is that something that's just normal for you, or?
I My family, I have alcoholism on both sides. So to beat the odds, I would say yes. I like to address that.
Okay, so we'll make that as one of your goals. And do you find yourself feeling better after you have a drink, or does it make you feel worse, or what does that look like?
I honestly don't have any feelings. I mean, I know I don't think about it anymore because I'm drunk, of course, but I don't think I feel like when I wake up, it's the same old thing. Like I think I'm running away from facing the issue versus actually dealing with it.
Okay, so we discussed a little bit about your drinking to as a coping skill. Is there any other things that you do to help you with the PTSD, like on a daily basis or anything like that?
Honestly, if I'm not drinking, I'm in the bed all day. I haven't cleaned up in weeks. My apartment's a mess. So, nope, just sleep and drinking.
Okay, so we can write the drinking down as a goal that we could possibly address in the future.
Okay.
Any other goals that you would like to accomplish by the end of our counseling sessions?
I would like to work on possibly some triggers for my depression,
Okay.
as well as come up with some coping skills, some better coping skills besides drinking.
Okay, so if I heard you right, we're gonna work on finding out triggers for the depression and some maybe more effective coping skills.
Yes. And probably, I don't know if it's like self-care and self-esteem, like do they run together? Are they separate? I feel like I keep finding these bad men. So I feel like at some point it has to affect my self-esteem to an extent.
Okay, we can definitely add that to the list. So before our next session, there's a couple things I'd like you to do as homework. Does that sound okay?
Yes.
Okay, so maybe the first one we could do is I want you to, this will be like a step towards our self-confidence and self-esteem. I want you to go in the mirror every day and I want you to point out 2 things that you like about yourself. I want you to say them out loud to yourself. It might sound funny at first, but as you do
Okay.
it, you'll get more comfortable. And the second thing I would like you to do is start to try to identify those things that you think are triggering you.
Okay.
Okay. And then have you ever had, in the past, have you taken any assessments or anything like that at doctor's office or anything like that?
No, this is actually my first time actually ever seeking therapy. So no.
Okay, well, I'm glad you're here. And next session, if you're okay with it, we're gonna start by like our check-in like we did today, and then we will take an assessment kind of as like a pre-test.
Okay. What about the drinking? Do I need to just stop completely or cut back or?
I wouldn't try to stop completely. I think maybe a couple less probably wouldn't hurt, but that's something that we can talk about in the future as well. Maybe different tips on how to go about that.
So maybe, 1 glass a day instead of the whole half a fifth is what you're saying.
Yeah, that would probably be good.
I think I can do that.
Okay. All right. Well, next time we will start with our assessment, and thank you for coming to see me today. Do you have
Thank you.
other questions or anything?
No, I feel like you answered most of them. Just to clarify, my sister them can't call and get any of this information, correct?
Nope, she can't get
Okay.
information.
I don't need them judging me for my drinking.
All right. Well, I will see you next week. Okay. You have a good day.
Thank you.